Okay, today what we are going to see. So far we saw like RESTful web services, correct?
Yeah.
So the input like we saw JSON and output. I mean output also we saw JSON, comma some HTML.
Right.
Okay, like that we have different types of inputs.
Yeah.
So that is a REST web services. We have multiple types of input and we have multiple types of output.
Right.
Now we are going to see the other one called SOAP web services.
Uh, okay. Last class, actually, you were running something else, and then it didn't give the output. Can you check it?
Yeah. You want to see the output?
Maybe last class. Yeah.
Yeah. So last class, what is that issue? So rest, right? Yes. Services. Yes, this is the last class. The which and last class service, and in that particular one, we were working with this service.
Right.
Get student info, and the input, right? We are trying to pass one of the customer input. Customer class is input. So the input type is consumes is JSON, correct?
Hmm.
It will consume a JSON input type, correct?
Right.
And it will produce JSON.
Yeah.
Okay. So when we are giving the input, we have to give as a JSON, and finally it will respond. The response will be also in a JSON format.
Right.
Okay, and the method is post.
Right.
Okay. So and what we are doing here, we were taking the input customer C, and inside that we are creating a list of type customer, and we are adding all the customers, and finally, right, we are checking from the input customer C, we were checking if the age equal to 10. We were adding only customer C1, else we were
Right.
adding customer C2, and finally we are returning the list, correct? This is simple
Right.
logic.
Yeah.
Okay, now, so the last time we had two issues. The first issue is, right, so whenever we are creating as an input class, so this class must be implemented as this serializable.
Right.
This class must be implemented serializable. Why? Because this object is transferring via network, correct?
Right.
So in that case we need to create an object, and that object must we have to be serialized like a byte format. Then only we can able to transfer it. So initially we have not done serialization, so we got some issue, correct?
Right.
After that we added serialization, that issue got fixed. After that we had some other issue. What is that issue, so whenever you are trying to whenever you are trying to give some information to the service, so in this case I'm giving some input, right?
Yeah.
So in this case we have to use post. If you are not giving any input, if you are fetching only the output, then we have to mention this as a get.
Right.
So initially what we did, we tried with get.
Right.
So that is another issue. So these are the general issues you will get when you when you start working on that. So
Okay.
after that we made it get to post.
Okay. Yep.
Then it was working. Now let me deploy it, and I will show you the output also. So just I want to build it. If you see here, right, there is no classes. So let me build this one, maven clean install. After that I will deploy it. Let me do
Okay.
maven clean. So I want to create a war file. So far war file is not created. I'm going to create a war file by using maven command. So come here, open command window. The machine is very slow. Must build success. Now the war file will be generated, and now I am going to deploy it in my Tomcat.
Yeah.
If you refresh it, yes, the war file is generated, correct? Rest
Yeah.
1.war. Okay, now let me deploy it on server. So it is deployed, and our service also you can able to see under log. Now I let me open the REST client.
Okay.
Yes. So now let me click REST client. So we got REST client finally.
Yeah.
So here, right, let me type So HTTP localhost sample, what is our rest one? Yes, so this is the one. So this is our URL, HTTP localhost rest underscore one rest customer info. And what is our service name we are supposed to call?
Customer.
Yes, this is the one. Sorry. So std list. So this is our service name.
Right.
And this is our service name, and we need sample customer input JSON, correct?
Right.
So for the purpose, what I will do, let me call one of the existing service which will give some sample. This is not a customer length. Content type application slash JSON. So this is one of the existing service which will give list of customers. Okay,
Right.
which will give list of customers. It will not take any input. So this is the service I called just now. If you see here, there is no input, right?
Right.
And the service name is customer list.
Right.
Just it will produce some output.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, so this is working fine, correct? This customer list service is working fine, correct?
Yeah.
And also it is giving a list of customer, correct? So this is one of the sample customer input. Just copy this one. We need it for our testing purpose.
Okay.
Just paste it. Now we are going to test our last service. Our last service name is student list, correct?
Yeah.
And it will take one of the sample customer input as a JSON format, correct?
Right.
So now let me change the service name to, let me close, it will become very slow. Yes. Let me, this is our service name. Customer list to student list.
Yeah.
Student list. And our method name is post. And it will take input type is JSON. And we need to give one of the sample student information input, correct? So this is one of the sample input, correct? And the
Right.
age equal to 10. If age equal to 10, what we are going to return in our logic, we have a logic, right? If age equal to 10, we were returning only C1.
C1.
C1 means this is the value ABC Gmail 10,
Right.
10 and name is ABC, correct?
Right.
Okay, let me run it whether we are getting that values or not. So we are getting ABC
Right.
ABC
Yeah.
email 10. Okay, let me give some a different value. Let me give some 100. So if you give non age is not equal to 10, we will get some different value, correct?
Yeah.
We will not get ABC email. Okay, let me run it and we will see. So we are getting different value, correct? So this is our logic, right?
Right.
So if you give 10, you will get ABC 10 ABC email, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, let me modify it to 10. So you are getting ABC 10 ABC email,
Right.
correct? This logic, the logic is working.
Yeah.
And some negative scenarios, right? If you give the method is post, right, or service side. Method name is post, right?
Yeah.
You see here, what is our method is post, correct?
Yeah.
Yes. Say for instance, I'm giving here get. I'm giving him. I'm giving here get some wrong method name for that service. Let me run it. What error you will get? So you will get 405 method not allowed. Correct. So this is one of the negative scenario.
Yeah.
If you give invalid method name, you will get 405 error code.
Okay.
Correct? Why? Because their method is post, but you are giving here get.
Yeah.
Okay, let me give post. Now it will work. 200. So you can see the output. Correct?
Yeah.
Okay, let me give some other negative scenario. The input type is JSON. Correct?
Yeah.
So what is the consumer here? Consume type application slash JSON. Correct?
Yep.
Okay, let me remove the header type. So the header, whatever you are giving here, the input type is application slash JSON. That's what you are mentioning. So let me remove that one and let me send it. What? So it is failing. It is telling 415 unsupported media type.
Right.
So this is one more negative scenario.
Yeah.
So these are the scenarios you will get in when you will start working on it. So that's purpose. So you need to add custom header, content type, application slash JSON, save it, and every time you can able to send it. So now it is working.
Yes.
So these are the errors. I mean, generally you will get issues, and we need
Oh,
to fix the method name, header type, API names, all those things.
yep. Got it.
So here input is like a JSON. You can pass any type. So output also you can get any type.
Right.
Okay.
Yep.
Now we will see some other example. This is called RESTful web services, which will take multiple input types and which will give multiple output type. Okay.
Right. Right.
And we will see now another example like a SOAP web services.
Okay.
This rest is clear, right?
Yep.
Nowadays, 95% of the people are using RESTful web services. Only 5% of the people are using SOAP web services.
Yep.
95 means 99% of the people are running behind RESTful web services. Why? Because nowadays everything is like Android or mobile apps.
Yes.
Correct? So they want to run their application in Android environment or they want to run their application in tablet.
Right.
So tablet means it should give the page as per the, I mean, mobile size or device size.
Yeah.
So if you are running in a bigger, I mean Windows, it should give that much size response. If you are running your application, a smaller devices, you have to give like, I mean, a smaller page response. Correct.
Right.
So in that case, we are using JSON to produce the output. So responsive page. So in that case, we are using. It's very easy to manipulate the JSON. Last time we had Angular JS. We had right examples. So that
Yes.
time how we are dealing, just we are getting the JSON output and we are iterating, right? We are iterating like a person like that. We are iterating, right? Loop for loop,
Yeah.
and we are taking each time one person or one element, and we are getting the I mean fields, and we are displaying it, correct? It's very easy to display it's very easy to display the JSON values, right?
Right.
So that's what people are using 95% only RESTful web services.
Yeah.
Only very few people, like a old projects or old application, people are using SOAP web services.
Yeah.
Okay, now let me tell you some other things. So SOAP web services, what it will do, it will take input and output as XML, always
Fixed.
fixed. Yes, it will take input and output always XML.
Okay.
So this is one of the basic difference between SOAP and REST, and this will follow W3 standards. Means when you are giving the input, right? So we need to follow W3 standards.
Oh.
Whereas in case of REST, you no need to follow the standard.
Yeah.
Okay, this is one more difference. And RESTful web services, it will support multiple FTP types, file transfer protocol. RESTful web services will support more FTP services, FTP protocols. But whereas SOAP web services, it will not support more. It will support a limited protocols. So
Okay.
this is another difference basically.
Yeah.
Okay. First we will see. First we will try to develop a simple SOAP web services. Okay. After that we will see how to consume it. Basically how to get the data from the SOAP web services. First we will develop the service. After that, as part of next discussion, we will see how to get the data from the SOAP web services like this. So
Okay.
we are getting the data also from here, right?
Yeah.
The similar way how we will get the data from the SOAP web services, that we will see. Okay, let me create a web services by using SOAP. So before to create SOAP web services, right? So we are going to use Apache environment. We need some tools, right? So here we added plugins, correct?
Yeah.
Dependencies, correct? We added some dependencies.
Yeah.
The similar way to create SOAP web service also, we need some support files or support jars. So these dependencies we added, right, for RESTful web services.
Right.
The similar way to to create SOAP web services, we need some dependencies or libraries. So that dependencies or libraries we are going to develop from this website. Let me give the URL to you. So you can able to download from this URL. So just open this URL. You will see here the first link, binary distribution.
Okay.
So you need to download this link. So let me ping you the link. I already downloaded. I'll show you the downloaded file.
Okay.
First, just this is the first step. You have to download the runtime environment.
Okay.
So if you download this one, you will get file like this. Let me show you. So did you see the Apache axis-2? You will get a zip file like this. It is somewhere some 22 MB.
Okay.
So you need to download this file from that website, bin folder. It's like a binary. Okay. Then
Okay.
extract it. So you will get like this. So
Okay.
once you extract it, you will see bin, config, lib, repository, samples, web, something like that. Okay,
Yeah.
copy this location. copy this location and go to your Eclipse. So this is your Eclipse, correct?
Yeah.
Click on Windows, Preference, just type here Axis, Web Services, and under Web Services you will see Access to Preferences.
Okay.
Okay, so you will see the first tab called Access to Runtime.
Yeah.
So here, right, you need to browse that location, or you need to paste that location. Anyone is fine. So wherever you pasted your runtime, just paste it. Then you will say access to runtime loaded successfully. This message.
Yeah.
Initially, if it is not there, right? Let's suppose you will see like this initially. See, select a location of access to binary distribution or the folder which contains access to. Correct?
Yeah.
So once you add that location, you will see successful message.
Yeah.
Access to runtime loaded successfully. Correct?
Yeah.
Now apply. Click OK. So now your runtime is ready. Means the libraries are ready to use it.
Yeah.
Okay, this is the first step basically before starting the, before creating the project.
Yeah.
So basically you need to download the project from this location, the first link.
Okay.
After that, what you have to do, let me close it. So you need to create a dynamic web project. So how
Okay.
to create it? Right click, a dynamic web project. Okay,
Yeah.
create it. Give any name as per your wish. So you can give like this. So let me give 2.5. I selected 2.5, and did you see there
Yeah.
configuration,
Yeah.
and under configuration you will see modify. Click that one. If you see here, right, you can see access to web services. So just select that one.
Yeah.
Okay, and click OK. Next, next, and finish it. Just only you have to do the access to environment you have to select. After that, just finish it.
Oh.
Your project will be created. Where is that? So part score 1. If you see, this is your web project, correct? You have a src, you have web content, you have web inf, meta inf, and access to web, correct?
Yeah.
And these are the libraries it got downloaded from.
From the Apache.
Yes, these are the libraries it got downloaded from the runtime environment, whatever we copied, right? So from that location, so these libraries got downloaded.
Okay.
So that's what we need, that environment, that runtime environment.
Yeah.
Okay, now there is a problem you will get generally. So inside this libraries, one of the jar, it is not able to download from that location. So that particular jar, what we have to do, we have to copy and paste it here manually. So what is
Okay.
that jar? Go back, go to lib. So here you will see a jar name called XML schema. So this is a issue basically. So you will see here XML schema
Yeah.
core 2.2.1 jar, correct?
Yeah.
So what you have to do, you have to copy this jar and paste in your lib folder.
Okay.
Now that jar is available
Yeah.
in your lib, correct?
Yeah.
So now now your environment is ready. After that, what you have to do, you have to start writing the service. So let me write a service, simple service. So under src we have to write service, correct?
Yeah.
So what I'm going to do, right click, go to service, let me create a simple class, customer service. I'm going to create my service name called customer service com.test.
Yeah.
Package name I had given com.test. My service name I had given customer service. Okay,
Yeah.
and finish it. So my service is ready.
Yeah.
So under that, what I want to do, I want to create my API name as a public customer get customer. Okay, basically I want to take customer, one of the customer name. So basically I'm taking one of this customer as a input, and I'm returning finally customer as a output, correct?
Yep.
So let me, before creating the customer, let me create the customer class first. Create class customer. Finish it. The customer class I got created, and I want to add some fields. Private string name, private string email. So these two are the fields. Let me add setter getter. I'm trying to create just customer class which is having some fields, and setter getter.
Yeah.
Yes, setter getter is done. Now go back to the service. And we also we need to do serialization, correct?
Yep.
Otherwise you will get again the same issue. Why? Because here also we are transferring the object through network, correct?
Yeah.
So what you have to do, that we should not forget. If you forget it, you will get so many issues. Serializable. After that we need to implement the generate serial version ID. So now customer class is ready. Now we need to implement the service. So for time being, so whatever customer class I am getting from the input, so for that class I am going to modify set email as a abc at the rate of email.com. I am updating the email. Rest of the fields I am not updating, correct?
Okay.
And I am going to return it. This is my simple logic.
Yep.
In real time you can take the customer input and you can do whatever you want, and you can return a new customer also. But just for our testing purpose, I'm taking the input customer and I'm modifying the email, I'm returning back, correct?
Yep.
So now our service is ready. So this
Yeah.
is step number 2. The step number 1 is we need to configure the runtime environment. This is the step number 1. And the step number 2, we need to create a project, web project. Step number 2. And step number 3, we need to create a service.
Service. Right.
Now the step number 4 is your service is ready. So what you have to do now, we need to create a web service, correct? Right now we created only a simple web application, correct?
Right.
So how to create a SOAP web service we need to create, correct? So how
Yeah.
to create that one? Just right click on this service, right click. So you'll get this menu. So here we have an option called web service.
Okay.
Did you see this?
Yeah.
What do you have to do? Create web service. Did you see that? That's the first option. Click
Yeah.
that one. And then you will get this window.
Okay.
So the first one, right? Start runtime. So which server you are using? Tomcat 7, correct?
Yeah.
And which web service runtime you are using? Apache axis-2, correct?
Yeah.
So select that one. Click OK and finish it.
Okay.
So what it will do, basically it will generate some other classes or stubs. Okay, it will generate some other files from services side. Basically
Yeah.
it will create a web service and it will deploy into Tomcat.
Okay.
Now let me see the console and you will see. So now your web service got deployed. Customer service.
Yeah.
So this is our service, right?
Yeah.
So now your web service is ready to use it. Okay, let me restart the server one more time. Okay, now that is done. And if you see in your log, right? So right now we are running two services. One is RESTful web services and another is SOAP web service, correct?
Yeah.
So this is our RESTful web services and this is our SOAP web services. So you will
Yeah.
see in one server you can able to run n number of applications, correct?
Okay.
So now how to see whether our service is deployed or not? So this is our service, right? If you run your service SOAP underscore 1, so you will get this environment access to, this is a UI you will get.
Yeah.
Just I am running on my application SOAP underscore 1, correct?
Yeah.
So you will get these three UI and with three options: service, validation, administration. Can you click services?
Okay.
And you will get another this issue. What is our service name? Customer service, correct?
Customer service.
So click this one. So this is our model file. So means our service is deployed. Our service is deployed. And how to know what is our service and what is our input, what is our output? Correct? We need to understand, right?
Yeah.
So this is your service name, get customer.
Yeah.
So input is, it is telling application slash XML. We didn't mention anywhere, right? Content type.
Yeah.
We didn't mention anywhere, right? We see our service, and this is our service. Did we mention anywhere here XML?
No.
But in case of RESTful web services, we were mentioning, right, produces, consumes, everything,
Yes.
correct?
Yeah.
But whereas in this case, but we didn't mention anything, but still by default, it is considering the input type as a XML application slash .xml, and output type also application slash .xml.
Right.
Did you see that input output? Correct.
Yeah.
So this is the basic difference between SOAP web service and REST web service. So the input and output type is always XML.
Okay. Got it.
So we didn't mention anywhere like input is application slash XML and output is application slash XML, but still it is considering that it is expecting the input is application slash XML and output also application slash XML.
Right.
And the service name is get customer.
Right.
This information you will get it from this URL. So this URL we used to call it as a model file, web service deployment description.
Okay.
So this information we used to give to the end user. This URL we used to give to the end user. End user will take this URL. What he will do, he will open the browser like this. So he will open the browser and he will paste it here there and press enter.
Okay.
So you will see this information. Then he can able to understand everything. What is the server name, what is the package name, where it was deployed, what is the API name,
Okay.
and what is the input and what is the output. Everything he will see it. So the input type is customer, correct?
Yeah.
What is the field name? Email. And what is the data type? String. What is the next field? Name. What is the data type?
Stream.
So everything he can able to understand. These are the input.
Okay.
So this is very important web service deployment description, which will give more information about your services.
Yeah.
And also it will give where some other information where that service got deployed. So this service is deployed under my service localhost, and this is the application name and this is the services names, customer service. In
Okay.
general, you will not see localhost, you will see here a server name.
Okay.
So right now it's deployed under my server called localhost, correct?
Yeah.
You can deploy the same application in any server and you will not see this localhost, you will see some server name.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
this is very important file and which will give more information about your service. So this is clear, right, so far?
Yeah.
How we are creating a web service and how we are creating a runtime environment and how we are creating a dynamic web project,
All right.
and what is the information which will give. By default it is considering as a post.
Yeah.
Just we are giving some information and we are trying to pass some information and we are giving the restful, I mean getting some information. And this is our API name, service name,
Yeah.
get customer.
Yeah.
So this is our service name. Where is that? Get customer, correct?
Yeah.
And which will take customer as a input, and inside the customer it will explain all the fields. What is the field type and data type, and is it mandatory or optional? Everything it will mention over here.
Yeah.
See here, complex type, field name, it's nullable equal to true, string, email, something like that. Everything it will give more information. Just by seeing this you can able to understand everything. Okay, this is clear, right? And also it will give the package name, test.com, all those things it will mention.
Yeah. Got it.
Okay. So far it's clear, right?
Yeah.
Okay. As part of next class, what we will see how to test this web service.
Oh,
So we how to test, like we tested by using REST client, right? So what we did, we are giving some input and we are getting some output, right? We are testing in this way, right? The
yeah.
similar way SOAP web service also we can able to test by using some other tools called SOAP UI. So this
Okay.
is one of the tool to test SOAP web services. Or I will explain you as part of next class how to test your web services by using this tool, whether it's
Okay.
giving proper output or not for the given input.
Okay.
So it's clear, right?
Yeah.
So as part of this class, I will explain you how to install this tool and how to use it to test your SOAP web services.
So REST using the REST client and SOAP using the SOAP UI,
We can
both of
able
them.
to test by using this tool any service, either REST or SOAP.
Okay, got it. Yep.
So this is one of the old tool. That time there is no RESTful web services, correct?
Yeah.
So that time they developed this tool only for SOAP web services.
Right.
After some time the RESTful web services came, so they modified this tool. We can able to test RESTful web services also by using this tool. I will show you that one also.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
So as part of next class, you will see this tool how to use it,
Okay. Yep.
and I will upload this video and just have a look.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, fine. Yeah, no problem.